The billionaire who coldly rejected every woman, suddenly falls in love with a poor employee and pro. The icy winds howled through the glass corridors of Blackstone Tower, but no chill matched the one radiating from the office on the top floor. Nathaniel Blackstone, the youngest billionaire in the country and the sole heir of a legacy built on steel and silence, stood before his panoramic window. Below, the city throbbed with life. Above, he ruled with unshakable detachment. He had it all: power, prestige, and an impenetrable heart. Women adored him, or at least the idea of him. But Nathaniel, known for his curt dismissals and unreadable eyes, had never let anyone close. Love, to him, was a liability, one he had watched destroy his mother after his father's betrayal. He had made a vow long ago: no woman would ever breach the fortress he built around his heart. Down on the 23rd floor, in the customer support department, worked a woman Nathaniel had never noticed. Her name was Emily Rivera. 27, fiercely independent, and quietly carrying the weight of 2 jobs and a sick younger brother, Emily didn't dress in designer heels or dream of penthouses. Her world was made of practical shoes, late-night bus rides, and whispered prayers that her brother's treatments would continue another month. She had no idea she was about to turn the life of the city's coldest man upside down. It started, as all miracles do, in the most mundane way. One rainy Thursday morning, the elevator stopped between floors. Trapped inside were Nathaniel Blackstone and Emily Rivera. No phones, no signal, no escape. For the first 5 minutes, they sat in silence. Nathaniel, checking his watch impatiently. Emily, nervously clutching her worn leather bag, eyes flicking up once, then away. Finally, she spoke. "You know, we could either sit here like statues or, we could talk like humans." Nathaniel looked at her, bemused. No one ever dared speak to him like that. Not without trembling. "I'm Nathaniel Blackstone," he said dryly. She smiled. "I know. You're kind of hard to miss. I'm Emily. I work, far below your radar." He chuckled, the first real laugh in years. The power came back 10 minutes later, but in that short time, something shifted. For the first time in his life, Nathaniel found someone who didn't care about his money, his empire, or his name. She had listened, not to impress, but to connect. And she had spoken with honesty, not fear. Over the following weeks, Nathaniel found himself making excuses to visit departments he'd previously ignored. Once, it was to check on a budget discrepancy; another time, to investigate client satisfaction rates. Each time, he found himself hoping for a glimpse of her, Emily with her worn-out boots, soft smile, and kind eyes. She, in turn, noticed the strange, tall man who once ruled from an icy throne now smiling more often. Asking questions. Listening. One afternoon, he stopped by her desk and handed her a coffee. "I remembered you said you like hazelnut," he said. She stared at him in disbelief. "You remembered?" He nodded. That day, something unfamiliar and delicate bloomed between them. But not everyone was happy. Rumors swirled through Blackstone Tower like wildfire. The billionaire was fraternizing with a common employee. The board was uneasy. His social circle scoffed. And Nathaniel's longtime assistant, Vanessa, who had once hoped to be more than just his confidant, warned him sharply. "She's a nobody. What could she possibly offer you?" Nathaniel looked at her, voice steady. "Everything I never knew I needed." The storm came swiftly. One morning, Emily was called into HR. An anonymous complaint had been filed. She was being accused of manipulating an executive for personal gain. Devastated, humiliated, and unwilling to tarnish Nathaniel's name, Emily resigned on the spot. She left her badge, her dignity, and the building with tears streaming down her face. Nathaniel was livid when he found out. He tore through his boardroom like a man possessed. "Who filed it?" he demanded. No one spoke, but Vanessa's eyes told the story. Without hesitation, Nathaniel made a decision that stunned everyone. He stepped down as CEO. The media went into a frenzy. Headlines screamed betrayal, scandal, downfall. But Nathaniel didn't care. None of it mattered if she was gone. He found Emily a week later, working part-time at a bookstore, her face pale, her spirit dimmed. "I never meant to ruin anything," she whispered as he approached. "You didn't," he said, eyes glassy. "You saved me." She looked up, confused. "From what?" "From becoming a man with everything, and nothing." In that quiet moment, surrounded by dusty shelves and the soft rustle of turning pages, Nathaniel got down on one knee, not with a ring, but with a promise. "I don't want the world," he said. "I want our world. I want to build a life with someone who knows struggle, who understands sacrifice, who loves without conditions. I want you." Emily's tears flowed freely as she embraced him. In his arms, she felt something no corner office or diamond could give, a future built on love, not power. Months passed. Nathaniel used his vast fortune to start a foundation for underprivileged youth. Emily, now his partner in both life and mission, led initiatives to provide scholarships and medical aid. Together, they transformed not just their own lives, but countless others. At their wedding, small, intimate, filled with laughter and the scent of wildflowers, Nathaniel gave a speech that would later go viral. "I was a man who believed love made you weak. Then I met someone whose strength was in her kindness, whose beauty came from her soul, not her clothes. I fell in love with a woman who had nothing, and gave me everything." The audience wept. Not because it was perfect, but because it was real. Today, they live in a modest home just outside the city. They don't need towers anymore. They've built something better, a life where compassion leads, and love conquers all. And so, the man who once rejected every woman because he feared love, learned that true love isn't about what you can get. It's about what you give. Even a billionaire is poor without love. And even a poor employee can be the richest soul in the room. Let this be a reminder, the most valuable things in life, kindness, connection, courage, cannot be bought. They must be earned, shared, and cherished.